Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Badal Squad TTC. In 2 weeks, I will be starting my natural IVF cycle. And the reason I'm going to do a natural IVF cycle is because with the medication is too high. They want me to pay $5,000 for medication for IVF, and I would not do that. That is too expensive. Not everybody was born rich, and like I say, I will be doing a natural IVF cycle because I don't have to worry about no medication, and they will monitor my ovulation, give me a trigger shot, and then the sperm gonna fertilize the eggs, and it takes 3 minutes for the egg retrieval, and it's good for women to have a natural IVF cycle if you're over 40. And the first baby, it was created through an IVF natural cycle using frozen embryo. And I didn't know IVF natural cycle existed because my doctor, he always tells me, like the last time when I was talking about getting an IVF, he told me, he always tell me about the medication. Instead of telling me you could do a natural, I had to find that out on my own. When I called them today, they told me, yeah, you could do a natural cycle. I say, yes, that's stress-free because I do not have no $5,000 paying for no medication. That's too high. And so we would do a frozen embryo with our natural IVF cycle using no medication and with our ICSI, because the frozen embryo, it gives you a very high pregnancy rate, like 40 to 50%. And vs a fresh embryo give you a very low pregnancy rate. So then my husband, we start our fresh natural IVF cycle in 2 weeks, and we're very excited and I cannot wait. And then with medication, we're using all this medication, fertility drugs. What it did to me, it kept me bloated, it kept me with high blood pressure, it kept me gaining weight all the time. I gained a lot of weight from all this fertility medicine. People be walking around here asking me is I'm pregnant. I'm telling them no, I just gained weight from taking fertility medicine. Okay, the pros of the natural IVF cycle is no medication. You don't take none at all. That's the best part, because that medication be having you with side effects. You be feeling dizzy, bloated, you gain weight and everything. It's a big mess, you know. And then it have you confused. It be having you thinking you pregnant, like, oh, I'm feeling pregnant symptoms, and it really don't be that. And then you be ending up getting a big fat negative and stuff. And then you use your own eggs. You don't have to have no medication to help give you more eggs. You use the eggs you naturally produce on your own. Like for me, probably 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know how many eggs I naturally produce every month, but I will see now by having a natural cycle. I want to know what my body could do on its own instead of with medicine, because that medicine, my body is resisting from all this fertility medicine. It is not for my body at all. My body just straight resisting it. It won't work or nothing. It just makes me sick every time. When I had that last IUI cycle, I was dizzy, almost fainted, and I almost passed out. I felt really bad. I could hardly walk. I had to keep laying down till I get strength to walk around. all that medication they had me on. And and in the natural cycle, being, from health class, we was in high school, or when we learned we was a teenager about the birds and the bees. With a natural cycle, all it takes is one egg and one sperm to create a fertilization that grows into an embryo. And that result into a child. And you only have to retrieve one or how many eggs your body naturally produce. And then the egg retrieval only be like 3 minutes. Only take 3 minutes to do it. Because your body don't need no 20, you to help have medication so you could produce some 20 to 30 eggs. That's too many eggs. It'll be another octomom again. Having 9 kids at one time, that's too much, or 8. At least she had 8 at one time. That was too many kids. And that doctor that did that IVF cycle, he got fired and he lost his medical license from that. Having her have all them babies, because she did, then she said she had let him she did that medication, that fertile medication, and the fertility medication, and then I think she said that she had like 20 or 30 eggs or 10 eggs they did, and she ended up with 8 kids at one time. And from that, she said she been having bad health problems from that too. She was real sick from that. She said that was too much on her body. It's lucky the kids came out healthy, real healthy, and no health problems. But I think one had a health problem. I don't remember though. But you get 20 to 30 eggs when you use that medication, or sometimes women get 89 eggs. Now that's too many eggs. You only need 1 egg and 1 sperm for fertilization. And then the cost of that medicine, it ranges from $5,000 to $10,000, which really is not worth it. It's best to try natural. That's the best way out. That's how it was created, a natural way. It's best to go natural. Because when you go in natural way is 99%. But when you go in the medication way, that lowers your chances, be like 20 to 30%. And that medicine is too high. I let them have it today. I say, y'all need to stop that. Y'all say y'all trying to help women. No, y'all not. Y'all want to give medication, IVF medication, costing from $5,000 to $10,000. That it's not worth it at all. There's too much money. That stuff shouldn't be nothing but like $100 or $500 for a whole cycle. Because they ain't going to get it from me. And then I heard the women that do take all that IVF medication, they get bad side effects. And it results in some ovarian diminished, something like that it results into. And that's bad. And when you do an IVF cycle, you should always get a frozen embryo, no fresh embryos. There's a low pregnancy rate. That's what I learned too. Only get frozen embryo transfers, no fresh ones. There's a low percentage. And yeah, and then the pros of it is that they have to give you with the medication. When you use the medication, it helps for the eggs to grow. And then they give you, like, I guess they use a looper trigger shot for that, the ones using the medication. Because I'm going medication free. That medication be having me feeling real bad, and I can't take that. It took a toll on my body. I should have went to the hospital that time when I was on all that medication, all that different medication they take you. Had me on volume high dosage, and it make you more depressed being on all that medication, you know. So I'm going the natural way. I'm doing me the single embryo transfer. I'm gonna do that and see what my result. They say my result should be a 40 to 50% chance. And for natural, they said they suggest natural IVL cycles for women's over 40 years of age. This the one that will work for us. This the one. Because the only thing we'll do, they say no medication, but I think they still probably end up giving me a trigger shot. I don't know, but I will see, because I will record every monitor I have and everything, so everybody come along with me with this IVF journey. So I'm trying to get my subscribers up. See why I have 41 subscribers. I should have more than 41, because next month will be 2 years I had my tubal reversal. And I don't have nothing to lie about a tubal reversal, because I did have my tubal reversal at CNY Fertility by Dr. Kels. That's who performed my tubal reversal surgery. And they left me with one tube wide open. So they said with that, I could end up with a natural cycle. If my body produced 2 eggs, I have 2 eggs. If my body produced 4 eggs, I have 4 eggs to go with. You know, but I know my body produce more than 1 egg. I know it do. And I started, they say, day 4 of my cycle. I go for my ultrasound and stuff. I started day 4. Yeah, I think she said day 4, and call her when my cycle start for this month. And I'm going to let her know. Because I always see people on YouTube saying they always using medication for IVF. I ain't seen nobody yet say they did a natural cycle. So maybe I'm going to be the first one to do this natural cycle, but I'm going with it. I'm going with it because I have faith. When you have faith, you go a long ways. And that's what I'm doing. Going in it with this IVF natural cycle with faith. With Jesus on my side, Jesus. With him, you could get through anything. And then with the cons of the medication, well, the pros is the cons of the medication is that you get like 3 to 4 eggs with medication. When you use a medication or IVF, you end up like with 80 to 90 eggs, or like I said, with how many eggs I said? They said 20 to 30 eggs you end up with, or 89 eggs. Some women don't end up with all them eggs. Some do. It depends on, because everybody have, different. And so some women end up with the medication, end up with 4 eggs, 3 to 4. And then you have the Clomid. And then the egg retrieval take longer, but it's shorter with a medicated cycle. I mean, it's shorter with a non-medicated cycle, but the egg retriever take longer with a medicated cycle. And then they say it's too many eggs. You don't need that many eggs. Like I said from the beginning, you only need 1 egg and 1 sperm to fertilize an egg, to create that embryo. And then The other thing, when you on the IVF medicated cycle, you be bloated and you have high blood pressure and you gain a lot of weight. But I never been on a medicated IVF cycle, but I've been on four medicated IUI cycle, and that's true. It's real true. I was bloated the whole time through all my IUI cycles. I was bloated. My blood pressure kept going high. The pharmacy man said, when you taking all that medication, make sure you take your blood pressure pill every day. I was taking my blood pressure pill every day because it's one medicine that keeps it rising. And I kept taking it and I still didn't feel good. And I know I gained it from that whole 5 IUI cycles I did. I know I gained a total of like 20 pounds from that medication. It do make you gain weight. So we're going to feel good to finally not take no fertility medication for this IVF natural cycle. So I finally won't be bloated, won't be feeling bloated, won't be dizzy, nothing. My body just feel natural and free of medication. But some people ask me in my family, they say, well, why did you get your tubal reversal? You should have just got an IVF. And I say, well, I just thought about it. I say, you know what, at that time I wasn't thinking right, but I thought about it a couple of days ago, and I say, you know what, my family members was right. I should have just did from the get-go a IVF cycle. Instead of doing some tubal reverse, should just left my tubes alone. Because your tubes don't have to be untied for IVF. I learned that too. So I'm like, I don't know, I just wasn't thinking right at the time. And I should just did an IVF, never touched my tubes, let them stay tied. Just did IVF. Because that didn't make sense what I did. Oh well, it's over with, I did it. So now I move on to the IVF part. But I think our women's over 40 should look into a natural IVF cycle. I heard it works all the time. A natural IVF cycle with a frozen embryo transfer. No fresh embryo transfer, a frozen embryo transfer. That's the route to take. And IUI, I won't even deal with no IUIs. They ain't worth it. IUIs, I had 5 failed, big fat negative IUIs. It wasn't worth it. I feel my doctor should have helped me. You know, I'm a patient. You're a doctor. You're supposed to be there to help your patient say, hey, well, I think after the second IUI didn't work, he should say, well, I think you should stop with these IUI cycles and try something different. You should move on to IVF. But he didn't tell me that. He let me keep doing IUIs back to back, and he know they weren't working for me. Instead of saying go to IVF, I had to say on my own that I will move on for IVF. So now I'm moving on to my IVF finally. Moving on to my IVF cycle finally. So guys, I just wanted to come on here and give my, talk about IVF and the pros and cons of non-medicated and medicated IVF and fresh embryo versus frozen embryo. And may God bless you. Peace.